Hello my lovelies, Susie here from Susie Mac Creations. Welcome to my channel. I'm here today to share my completed design team project for Amanda over at Create with Scrimping Mummy. You can follow Amanda on her Facebook group. You can follow her on Pinterest, Instagram and YouTube. She also has a fabulous Ko-fi shop where she sells all her beautiful digital works, such as what I'm going to be showing you here. Thank you very much for joining me. My completed journal is a 2-signature journal, and it measures 6 across by 8 and just shy of 8.5 tall. It has a 1 1/4 inch spine, and I've used the Maduri style binding to keep the signatures intact. My front cover is kept closed just using this beautiful linen frayed, like a burlap, very fine. It's cotton. I would say it's cotton, but it has these lovely flicks going through it, and that's the closure I've used. So we're going to put that to the side, and let me explain the front cover for you. I've chosen this beautiful image as the focal point, and she is from let me think, French Vintage Photos, which you will find on Amanda's Ko-fi shop. I have bordered her with some beautiful little pearls that come on a strip. I've used some vintage lace, some of the papers to back her from the collection. Not just one collection, lots of collections. I've used one of the words memories from one of Amanda's freebies. I've stacked these onto corrugated card, which I have distressed with paint. What do you call it? Oh my goodness! You know what the word I'm trying to find. Oh dear goodness me! It is paint. It's gesso. Aha! Hallelujah! I've distressed it with gesso, and I backed it onto some hinges so that I have a nice pocket at the top. This paper in the background is from Blue Floral Grunge collection, and my tag that I've made is, again, you'll find this on her French Vintage Photos. Added some lace, some corrugated card to tie in with the front cover, little butterfly, some book pages, button, and some twine. And this is from an old cotton pillowcase that I ripped up and used as little embellishments. So if we open up the inside cover, I have created a top and bottom, like belly band. It's not a belly band, it's a top bottom band, but I've punched some holes, and I've done the accordion style strings so that I can slip in some of the ephemera. That's just a little postcard for journaling on the back, and a half of a receipt. I've stenciled on the inside cover before adding my closure to keep my ephemera inside. My first signature is, I'm sure it's 40 pages, as is the second signature. So we'll go through the first signature first. This beautiful paper is from the blue Floral Grunge. We open up and we have just a pocket. This is from Mixed Textures and I've added some lace. This paper, I'm not sure where it's from. It's one of Amanda's collections and I've added the top tuck spot just for a little booklet which goes in here. And this is one of Amanda's receipts from her vintage files and a little tag. I used her photo frame, some again some cotton from my ripped up pillowcase, butterfly, little number, and this little image came from her freebie over on the Facebook group. So that slips in there. We have some music paper. This is from her Pretty Paper collection. And this is just done on coffee dyed paper. We have a receipt from one of her collections. We have an envelope pocket which I have cut into so that I have two tags, two pockets, and I've just glued it on three sides. Again, one of these beautiful little freebie images with some lace and a tag. Turn it over, we have some vintage music paper, and again I've done some stenciling. Here we have a double lace pocket, and that holds a little invoice and a miniature invoice in that. Open up, we have a belly band and another index card which I have decorated with just bits and bobs that were left over from my printed out collections. So we'll pop that back in there. Again, beautiful papers. This is the envelope, and I have a tutorial on this in my playlist on how you can make this from a junk envelope. We have another beautiful tag, memories, two of the photographs which are freebies, some music paper and papers that were left over. Pop that back in there. We have some vintage lace here with a little pearl brad, numbers, and this is the lovely Grace, I think her name is, with a doily and a book page. And here we have one of Amanda's letters from her vintage letter collection. We open this up, and here we have just stenciling, lots of journaling spots, but you could add something, some photographs or other tuck spots in here. And again, this is the centre of the signature. We open up, and this is a fold out envelope with some miniature receipts and bills and invoices. And I made the envelope using the blue Floral Grunge paper, and I've just added a strip of the pale textured card and stenciled it. Turn over, we have journaling, and this paper is from her newest collection for her members that are, if you're a member of, in her coffee shop. It's called, oh my goodness, what was it? You know, I can't remember the name of it. I've used so many different papers. I think it's the Stationery shop. In fact, I'm sure it's the Stationery shop. This is her newest collection for her subscribers. Here we have a large tab with a pocket, and again we have a flashcard using the photo strip, memories, the clock and the butterfly. Turn it over, we have the same here with another beautiful file card, index card, and I've just used bits and pieces from all the different collections. And this is from the French vintage photos. Beautiful papers. And we're coming to the back of this signature. And I've left lots of room for decorating. We have a pocket here with a piece of lace, and we have an invoice and another beautiful photograph from the collection. That's the end of the first signature. Now on to the second signature. We have a pocket, and again with an invoice, and I've used the backing paper from her stationery shop to back that, and another beautiful tag. Two little invoices. No, that's not an invoice, that's from her, I can't remember where that's from. It's one of her French file folders. We have another large tab pocket with another beautiful index card and decorated with just scraps and bits and bobs. Another picture from her freebie over on her Facebook group page. Pops back in there. Turn it over, and again I backed this onto a cabinet card which I had in my stash, and I've used this picture as the accent, the focal point. Always be you. Little rose, fabric rose, and a butterfly, and a little doily at the top. Goes back in there. A pocket, and this is a lace pocket, but I backed it onto white cardstock and then used my distress tool and my distress oxide ink to stain it. We have a postcard. This is one of the postcards that I made from tea-dyed paper. I used my stamps and my script stamp. And we have a beautiful tag with some lace, book pages. Stop underestimating yourself. Some leftover paper, and again the picture from Amanda's collection. Turn over, we have a little booklet. We have a belly band and a little booklet that I made just so that you can jot things down. And it's kept together. I'm sure it's just a 3 signature stitch that keeps it together. So we'll pop that back in there. Oops. An invoice from the collections. 2, another lace pocket, and I backed this again on white cardstock. And we have an invoice, and I have a beautiful tag made to look like a vintage tag. And again, this is half of a photograph. The full photograph wouldn't fit on. This is a full photograph. So all I did was I cut off half and used half. Turn it over. We have stenciling. This time I've done it to match the colour of the paper. Another envelope. This is from her stationery shop collection. I just stenciled on here an envelope. We open it up and we just have half a piece of A4 paper that's been coffee dyed, and that will do for journaling. But you could pop what you like in here. We turn over. We're coming to the centre of this signature, and again I've just stenciled using my oxide ink. Another envelope, exactly the same as the first envelope, but with a different trim, different photograph. Dare to Create, and I stenciled the inside. Here we have an invoice, it goes in there, and another pretty file index card with leftover papers, a bit of lace, Dream, and that sweet photograph. Turn it over. Beautiful papers. Some I haven't done anything to because they're just so pretty, and you want to leave enough room for either photographs or receipts to display, etc. I made a little tuck up the top and just a strip of the paper that was left over. This is a glassine bag that I decorated, and again I stenciled here, used some of the leftover papers, butterfly, memories, and it contains the other half of the tea-dyed or coffee-dyed paper, just for journaling on. Put that there, and that just slips back up here. Turn it over, we have the last few pages. Back pocket, and again this is a beautiful photograph printed out, and an invoice. Last inside page is the same as the front. I've added the 2 strips, postcard and an invoice. Just slip in there. Oops. I've just got to watch how you put it back in. Oops. There we go. That there. And that's our back page. Oops. And that's my album completed for the lovely Amanda this time. I'll pop them back in a moment. So I hope you like my project. I had such a lot of fun making it. I will put down in the description box all of Amanda's places where you can find her. I will also put down the collections I've used, and there were quite a few. There were the blue floral grunge, the shabby winters blue, the mixed textures, French chic, at the stationery shop, floral grace, and the photographs came from the French vintage photographs. So that's me done for this project, and now on to my next. So if you're a new person watching me, please hit the subscribe button and the bell, and that will tell you when my next video is going up. In the meantime, thank you once again, and I will say bye bye for now.